Whether your car is old or new, fast or slow, MotorWeek's car care expert Pat Goss can keep it running like a top. Here he is with this week's priceless advice.
John, here's something that millions of people across the country are familiar with. It's tailpipe emissions testing. But now there is a better way. It's called a chassis dynamometer. Dynamometers are often referred to as treadmills. And if you have the option of having your car tested next time it's due for emissions on the dynamometer, that is definitely the way to have it done. See, there are some concerns that people have. People are afraid that their engine is going to be damaged, or that there's going to be some problem with the drivetrain in the car, or that it might overheat. Well, that's not the case. All of these things have been addressed in the procedures and in the equipment. Now, this equipment can be used whether you have two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, whether you have ABS brakes or traction control, or whether you have front or rear-wheel drive. All of these things are taken into consideration. Now, the advantages to it, well, they go on and on. But number one, consider that you're going to get a more accurate test. In addition to that, consider also that a large percentage of the vehicles that would fail the tailpipe test will actually pass the dynamometer test. This is a big plus, so you got a much better chance of passing it. In addition to that, it does more testing and does it more accurately because it is measuring the quantity of emissions in grams per mile. So you're helping to do your part in keeping the air clean. All right, so the dynamometer gives us a more accurate test, and you have more probability of passing that test than you do the tailpipe test. But what are some of the other advantages? Well, one of the things is if you fail the dynamometer test. So you're going to get a printout that can be taken to a technician, and the technician, by looking at the printout, can have a very good idea as to what needs to be tested on the car. Now, what are the options here? Well, if you elect to have the tailpipe test performed, you don't get that kind of printout. You don't get that type of data. Then you come to me. You bring it to a repair shop, and we put it on the dynamometer. We charge you $100 or more to do what you get as part of your emissions test. See, overall, this is a very effective way to test the emissions on automobiles, something I'd highly suggest. And if you have a question or a comment, whether it deals with emissions or anything else on your car, write to me. If I use your letter, I'll send you a MotorWeek t-shirt. The address is MotorWeek, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117.